Bernard woke up to his maleficent alarm as it flared throughout his body. Bernard prepared rigorously as it was the day of labor, and him and his family of five were to make the trek for the lake for a day of relaxation and rejuvenation. As his family prepared to leave, he ran a checklist through his mind, making sure he had everything that they would need for the day. Towels, check. Swimsuits, check. Snacks, check. Believing that he had collected all the necessary materials, he herded his family into the car like a flock of sheep. After a tedious car ride, they finally made it to the clear blue water. They piled into the family boat and started to tread out into the water. They made it to the center of the lake, and Bernard began to rummage through his bags. "Honey, where did you put the sunscreen?" "I thought you were getting it," his wife said. At that moment, Bernard realized his dreadful mistake, that he had forgotten the most vital thing when taking a trip to the lake: sunscreen. Bernard's pride overcame him, and he refused to admit his mistake. He undoubtedly did not want to turn around and go back after the distance the family has gone to get there. "It'll be fine. Just stay in the shade. What's the worst that can happen?" And 30 minutes turned into an hour, and an hour turned into 2. As each hour drudged on, Bernard's face began to get redder and redder. After 6 hours at the lake, his family began their journey home. Bernard's face was boiling as heat continued to rush to his cheeks. He turned on the AC in his car to full blast in an attempt to alleviate some of the heat extruding from his face. He kept wondering why his face was so hot, that his answer always continued to land on the inevitable sunburn. "Wow, your face is a tomato. I can't believe you got burned that bad," his wife said. He examined his face in the mirror, and dread dropped in his stomach. Bright red was spread across his cheeks, and he stared at the horrific sight. Through all of his years, Bernard thought that he would never be affected by the burning hot lava pain that sunburn gives because of his olive-toned skin. Hours passed on throughout the day, and his pain in his face continued to get worse. He was beginning to think that all hope was lost when he heard a knock on the door. He crossed the room, wincing at every step until he reached the door. He opened it, and to his surprise, he found his friend Tyrell. "Hey, Bernard, geez, what happened to your face?" Tyrell said. A look of concern flashed across his face. "Just a little burn I got from the lake today," Bernard tried to say nonchalantly, but the bleed in his friend's face showed how badly he had failed. "I have some aloe in my bag. Have you tried using it yet?" "Wow, no, I didn't even think about that. Can I use some?" Tyrell, the miraculous saving grace Bernard ached for, reached into the bag he was holding and hunted around for the aloe. Finally, he reached the aloe and presented it to his friend. Bernard slowly moved over to the mirror. His red reflection stared back at him, and he gently applied some aloe over his skin. Instantly, he felt the relief that only the soothing green savior can give. His face still burned, but he knew that Tyrell had helped immensely. The next morning, Bernard woke up and looked in the mirror. His face began to blister back and forth, but he already looked better. As days passed, his sunburn slowly began to fade away. After all the blisters and peeling skin, his face finally began to return to its normal color. He vowed to always double-check for sunscreen and remember to thank Tyrell for all his help.